What is your most controversial take on Star Wars? Sorted by controversial. The sequels are the best. The Last Jedi is the best one. Episode 8 is the best movie in the franchise, and Rey is amazing. The sequels were good. Rogue One is a bad movie. The original trilogy was the worst trilogy. And for reference, no, I'm not a young person who saw the sequel trilogy first. I grew up with the original trilogy. And yes, I'm prepared to be hated. I don't get why people get so angry about this, as if you're not allowed a preference. The Last Jedi is a great film, top 2 for me, and I think should be in everybody's top 3. The Last Jedi is a legitimately great movie. What's great about it? It is visually appealing, I'll give you that. It doesn't stand in its own. It doesn't fit the storyline of the other movies. It doesn't fit the tone or theme of the other movies. And Princess Leia flies through space. It's hot garbage. It's a sequel. It's a really cool criticism of some of the messed up ideas from the previous films. It's very different to the Star Wars that came before it, and the bad guy wins at the end, just like The Empire Strikes Back. In that way it's the perfect follow-up to what was basically a reboot of A New Hope. She uses the Force to pull herself towards a massive spaceship. What did you think that would look like? It's hot shot. A New Hope is not a good film, and The Last Jedi isn't either, but gets more hate than it deserves. New Hope gets big brownie points for the franchise it launched for sure. The Last Jedi gets hated less than it deserves. Some people actually like it. What a world. Rey isn't a Mary Sue, and accept Rebels as canon. New Hope and Empire Strikes Back are the only 2 movies that exist. Everything else is ass. Your stupid ducking cartoons, ass. Shot off sequels that are just remakes, ass. Not good ass either. The kind of nasty ass you look away from, because that shot is bad. The prequels are worse than the new trilogy. I don't give a shot if Rey is a Mary Sue. Her story was handled way better than Anakin's, which is a huge disappointment. Vader's story should be so much more compelling, but instead we got that. This shouldn't be controversial, but The Last Jedi was just an insultingly bad movie. It pretended it was smart and sophisticated, but in reality was dumb as hell. Very arrogant movie too. Just terrible. That the prequel trilogy, sequel trilogy, and spin-off movies and TV shows are all awful desperate cash grabs that I can't stand. Last Jedi is in my top 3 movies. The original trilogy are all classics. Everyone agrees with that for the most part. The prequels are half pretty boring, but visually interesting, and half decent movies, and Revenge of the Sith is underrated. Everyone hates the sequels, which is fair if you only go off the ending, but Force Awakens is pretty much fine, if not a little reserved, and Last Jedi took a lot of changes that people wanted them to take. It would have been a fantastic setup for a good 3rd movie, but Rise of Skywalker dropped the ball harder than I thought they could. Rey is awesome. The Force Awakens, while derivative, is a solid film in the series. Return of the Jedi is a disaster. The only interesting parts of the film occur on the Death Star. It's boring, and Aliens is better. Rise of Skywalker sucked. It crammed a trilogy's worth of lore/plot points in a little over 2 hours. Yoda choked against Palpatine. He had him for the taking. Attack of the Clones is the 2nd best Star Wars film after Revenge of the Sith. A New Hope isn't that great. Older crowds can't stand the Disney age of Star Wars because it panders hard, and I agree with them. The new Star Wars products are just the same regurgitated bullshit they've been doing for years now. Obi-Wan series is more about Reva than Obi-Wan. What, so Disney can seem like they are taking on a strong female role? It's so laughably blatant.